Thank you, Jess, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today on a beautiful day in Sundre. It's great to be in my hometown this morning, well, it's still morning, I think, so I think I'm okay with that. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to come out and join us for this announcement today. With me today is Cam Link, who's the CEO of Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, or AMI. Give them a wave, Cam. There you go, so they know who you are. Tracy McCrimmon, who needs no introduction inside this community, who's the Executive Director of the Sundre Petroleum Operators Group, or SPOG. And Sohail Askarpour, who's the President of the Petroleum Technology Alliance of Canada, or PTAC. As well, I want to quickly mention a quick thank you to Chris and Dale Aldrich and the Aldrich family, as well as all of those here at Black Gold Rush for hosting us today at this great facility. Chris and Dale and their whole team are doing amazing work when it comes to emissions reductions, not only here in Alberta, but across the continent. So with that said, let's get right to it. As we all know, it's not been business as usual over the past few months, and some of the ways in which we have had to work have changed. But there's one thing that will not change: our promise that we will do all we can to help everyday Albertans, the environment, and the economy. Since our election, we have moved swiftly to enact legislation and regulatory changes designed to get Alberta and Albertans back on the track to prosperity. And this remains the case today. In fact, our focus on the economy and getting Albertans back to work is more important now than ever. When I became Minister of Environment, I made a commitment to all Albertans that we would take a more realistic approach to tackle emissions management and climate adaptation within the province of Alberta. Instead of policies that placed the burden on Alberta families, our government promised to chart a new course, one that relied on innovation and technology to reduce emissions in our province. Our government kept this promise when the Technology Innovation Emission Reduction, or TIER program or system, took effect on January 1st of this year. TIER helps our province's largest industrial emitters deploy pioneering technologies and solutions to reduce their emissions. TIER respects Alberta's unique character and our role as Canada's energy leader, and will help keep businesses in our province competitive for years to come. Part of TIER includes requiring regulated facilities to comply by reducing emissions, submitting emission reductions from other sites, or by paying $30 per ton of carbon dioxide equivalent emitted into the TIER fund. These funds are then allocated to projects that focus on reducing emissions, which brings us to today's announcement. I'm very excited to announce that as part of the $500 million TIER announcement for our stimulus projects all across the province, today the first phase of that, I'm very excited to announce that we are investing $10 million from the TIER fund into 3 organizations with projects that will support emissions management. These projects will reduce costs for industry and create much-needed jobs in Alberta. Specifically, we are allocating $3 million to the Sundre Petroleum Operators Group, or SPOG, to test the viability of methane emission reductions technology. Improvements in technology can enhance the accuracy of detecting methane emissions leaks at lower costs to the industry. In addition, we are allocating $5 million for the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, or AMI, for developing artificial intelligence capabilities which will assist industry with identifying opportunities for emissions reductions. AMI has early guidance from Alberta Innovates, so we certainly want to recognize that organization and the important relationship in getting AMI's exciting project to where it is today. And finally, we are providing $2 million to the Petroleum Technology Alliance of Canada, or PTAC, to conduct applied research aimed at improving oil and gas sector methane emission management and control at a reduced cost to industry. These are innovative, cutting-edge projects that will help industry identify, track, measure, and ultimately reduce emissions. Through our TIER programming, we're making real investment in emission reductions through investments in technology. Alberta is already a leader in technology innovation for emission reduction, and this investment furthers our position as a global leader in technology-driven, environmentally responsible development. We continue to work to find ways to reduce methane emissions that are based on technology, while also being economically viable and beneficial to the industry and to our environment. We know that a robust strategy is needed to continue Alberta's proud history of climate action and strong record on environmental, social, and governance issues. I'm extremely proud of the work that has been done and continues to be done to build on our long history of climate action in our province, and I know that the best is yet to come. And with that, I will now invite Cam with AMI to say a few words.
All right, thank you very much, Minister Nixon. As one of Canada's 3 AI Centres of Excellence as part of the Pan-Canadian AI strategy, AMI is an Edmonton-based nonprofit institute that supports world-leading research in machine learning and translates that into industrial application. We're committed to advancing leading-edge research, delivering exceptional education offerings, and providing advisement as companies go through their machine learning journey. At AMI, we work with companies at all stages of technology adoption to support them as they leverage AI to build their internal capacity. We look forward, in this case, to harnessing the potential of fundamental AI research by working with companies as they go through their process of using AI to reduce emissions. Our tier-funded program is an opportunity for AMI to contribute significantly to the innovations and create a competitive advantage for companies that play a vital role in our province's success. Now more than ever, companies need the expertise to build their in-house AI capacity. Our collaborative team of scientists, educators, and program managers have helped many companies adopt AI. And here, we're here to help them grow, improve operations, and solve complex problems using this technology. Alberta has invested for many years at the forefront of AI research, and that has placed the province at the forefront of this technology. We're here now to be able to use this to help steer many companies in these industries forward to the best path to adopt these breakthroughs. The true technology of AI comes at the intersection of business value and technology. And that is where AMI has continued to work with companies and what this program enables. Upon completing the program, Alberta businesses will be able to reduce overall emissions by applying AI to enhance their business competitiveness, increase their knowledge and capabilities in AI for emissions reduction, and have a broad set of skills that they're able to now leverage across their entire company to increase their competitive advantage. We look forward to having our first cohort, our first energy-based cohort, starting in September, and we have cohorts happening throughout 2021 and 2022. So once again, thank you very much, Minister Nixon, and to the Government of Alberta and the Ministry of Parks and Environment for investing in the future of AI in our province and ultimately in our business competitiveness. Thank you.
Let's invite Tracy McCrimmon up to speak, please. Thanks.
First off, I want to thank the Minister for providing this opportunity for SPOG to be able to bring together our stakeholders and our producers to celebrate a very exciting project for us. SPOG is a grassroots, not-for-profit organization that for almost 30 years has responded to the interests and concerns of residents, landowners, and industry operators regarding energy resource development. We're very excited to facilitate our methane emissions management pilot that supports industry's drive to reduce their environmental footprint in a cost-effective and collaborative approach. In partnership with our producer members, we are striving to test the latest available technologies in detection and provide science-based solutions for methane emissions. Initial inventory work has been completed with Bridger Photonics technology to establish a baseline inventory and have followed through with optic gas imaging surveys to validate the findings. We are very excited. Thank you. We are very excited to work with our producers and our stakeholders to try to provide solutions on a go-forward basis. And again, we'd really like to thank the Minister and the Department of Environment and Parks for this opportunity and this funding. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Sohail Askarpour. Come up to the mic. Thanks so much, Sohail.
Thank you. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here to join this important announcement. On behalf of PTAC, I would like to thank Minister Nixon for awarding us $2 million in tier funding and to thank Alberta Environment and Parks for their partnership with the PTAC, Alberta Upstream Petroleum Research Fund, for short, OPERF, for over 15 years. This tier funding will allow Alberta's oil and gas industry to continue developing cost-effective solutions that accurately detect methane emissions and to foster best practices that will propel us towards our ultimate goal of reducing methane emissions by 45% by 2025. Our goal is that through this program, the 17 technologies commercialized through PTAC and currently reducing emissions equal to taking 140,000 cars off the road annually, and our ongoing other initiatives reducing industry costs by $600 million per year, creating 2,300 jobs and cutting red tape. Those technologies currently have capacity to reduce the sector's methane emissions by 30%. Some of the new projects made possible through the tier fund will build on our existing two large-scale projects covering 2,500 square kilometers, one in Red Deer Zone, the other one is Rocky Mountain House area, on methane leak detection, quantification, and repair. In addition, the tier funding will support PTAC's OPER program, a massive collaboration between the Alberta Department of Environment and Parks, 450 producers, CAP, EPAC, the Alberta Energy Regulator, and numerous universities across Canada. The 400 OPER projects so far have significantly reduced the environmental footprint of oil and gas in Alberta and Canada, while the best practices and smart policies developed through this program are currently saving oil and gas producers $78.4 million per year and is forecasted to become $204 million in next 3 years. For years, conventional wisdom has told us that we must choose between being green and being profitable. But PTAC has long believed we can and should do both through collaboration and innovation. Thank you.
All right, we don't have a media dial-in today, so I think we'll just step out for a quick scrum with the folks who are here from the media. Thanks so much, and have a great day, everyone.